You are born in the wrong city at the wrong time. Moscow, 1991. The empire is cracking. Shelves are empty. Your mother works 2 jobs and still can't cover the heat. Your father left before you were old enough to understand why, but old enough to feel what it meant. You are 17. You are fast. You are angry. You train at a boxing gym in Orekhovo because it costs almost nothing, and it is the one place where your size matters more than your money. Nobody calls you a failure there. They call you useful. One afternoon, a man sits in the corner of the gym. He doesn't stretch. He doesn't spar. He watches. He has the stillness of someone who has already decided everything. His name, you will learn later, is not important. What's important is what he asks you when you're unlacing your gloves. Are you quiet? Not fast, not strong, quiet. You say yes. You don't even think about it. That is how it starts. Not with a speech, not with a ceremony, with one question and one word, and by the time you understand what you agreed to, the agreement is already 6 months old. They bring you into the outer ring first. Collections. A market in Orekhovo, stalls selling meat and cigarettes and bootleg vodka. You stand behind an older man named Kostya, while he talks to vendors in a voice like wet concrete. He doesn't threaten. He doesn't need to. The threat is already understood. It lives in the air between the words. Your job is to be part of the air. The vendor hands over an envelope. Kostya pockets it like he's accepting change. You walk back to the car. Kostya lights a cigarette and says nothing for 4 minutes, then says, "Tomorrow there are 3 more." That is your education. No classroom, no manual. Just repetition until the shame wears away and what's left underneath feels like professionalism. By the time you are 19, you have stopped flinching at the envelopes. You hear the name Sylvester for the first time in a back room that smells of cigarette smoke and instant coffee. Nobody says his name casually. They say it the way people say the name of a law or a weather system, like something that exists above the scale of individuals. Sergei Timofeyev. Orekhovskaya, the group that owns this part of the city, that has arrangements with the Solntsevskaya, that has drawn borders across Moscow the way generals draw lines across maps. You are not close to that level. You understand that. But you are inside the structure now, and inside the structure there are rules, and the rules protect you as long as you follow them, and they destroy you the moment you don't. The first rule is silence. The second rule is loyalty. The third rule, the one nobody says out loud, is this. The rules only apply until someone with more power decides they don't. You are 22 when you get moved up. Not because you're exceptional, because Andrei, the man above you in the crew, made a mistake. One phone call too long, one name dropped in the wrong room. And now Andrei is gone. Not dead. Just gone in the way that things in this world go. Quietly, completely, like he was a sentence someone crossed out. You inherit his route, his contacts, his small authority. You feel something that takes you 3 days to name. It is not pride. It is the specific relief of a man who has been standing at the edge of something dark and just discovered the edge moved further away. Temporary safety. You mistake it for progress. The work gets harder. The work gets cleaner. That is the thing nobody understands from the outside.